not that I don't want you here. It's something about the way you stare into my eyes. I know that I don't make things clear.
Alright, so welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing just a quick question and answer with questions that we are asked quite frequently. So I figure a lot of people may, have these questions in mind. So we figure we will do a question and answer for you guys. So that's what we're going to do today. And of course, the kids are going to join in. So this is Leah. You say hi.
Hi.
Okay. So we're gonna jump right in and start with the questions. Go ahead. What's the first question for us?
So, do you know what you're having?
So this is a question that we're asked quite frequently. Do we know what we're having?
No.
No, and the answer is no. We don't know what we're having, and we typically don't find out what we're having just because I'm speaking for us. Derek has jumped on board, but we don't, we enjoy the surprise. So we don't ever find out what we're having. I will say, I found out with my first because the ultrasound tech told me by accident. I was in there, I'm like, please don't tell me what I'm having. And she was like, oh, you're having a girl. And I'm like, I just said, don't tell me what I'm having. And then she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought you said you wanted to know. And I'm just like, I kind of was like a little upset. But she was like, well, it's not 100%. It's only 99% or something. I'm like, I know what I'm having. I'm having a girl. So I did find out with my first by accident. But everybody else was a surprise. So we don't typically find out. All right, that's that. What's the next question?
Do you have a name pick?
Do we have a name pick?
No. Well, I've got a name. But,
So you have a name?
I have a name.
So what is it?
The name I like to go with Lynn.
Okay.
Lynn, boy or girl. Lynn.
If it's a boy or girl, Derek would like to go with Lynn, but I don't think anybody else really enjoys that name. So.
Well, let's take a vote. Anybody? Lynn?
I don't mind.
That's one.
I don't mind.
I don't even care. It's better than
That's
the other
three.
name
Okay.
that you said.
Hey,
So go ahead. Ask any question that you got on your mind.
And also, I also got a name pick, and it can be. Layla, if it's a girl.
Layla for a girl. Okay, what else?
Or Lila.
Or Lila. Okay. Or Lexi. Okay.
That's all her friends.
For girl. You have any boy names?
Liam, but
Liam. You're not sure about the boy name. All right. Well, we still have some weeks to find out.
Any other
To
questions
figure
that
it out.
you got for me and Mama?
yeah.
Go.
So,
Speak up so they can hear you.
do you want a kid?
The question is, do you want a kid? Good question. Good question. Of course we want a kid. When we found out we was pregnant, what do you do at that point?
Other than cry.
It's like, nah. It's funny that you asked that because that's actually one of the frequently asked questions. So instead of do you want a kid, one of the questions that we're frequently, we were asked a few times was it planned?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, it was this pregnancy planned? And what we will say to that is, how will you answer that one?
No, it's impromptu.
It was impromptu. So it wasn't planned, but we didn't solidify anything. So it was always a possibility, right? So that was that.
I'm not done.
What? Go ahead.
Are you having a baby?
Are we having a baby shower? That's another one of the questions that are frequently asked. Actually. So, wait a second, y'all.
I think we're going to have one.
So because this is our last child, we are going to celebrate with a shower. Nothing extravagant. 1 second, the kids. Langston and Lawrence. So we're going to celebrate with a shower. We're not gonna have a reveal. We are asked that a lot. Like, are you guys gonna have a reveal, a gender reveal? And because we like to be surprised, the gender reveal doesn't align with our wants and desires. So we are not gonna have a gender reveal, but we are gonna have a shower. Just with like, close family and friends, just to celebrate and go out with a bang, because this is indeed the final chapter to our book, to our story, honey. Okay. Let your sibling come ask some questions. Who's up next? All right, go ahead. Next question.
That people ask.
Is this your first child?
Is this your first child? So people ask that a lot, and I just be like,
This is our first child over the age of 35.
so this is our first child over the age of 35, but no, this is not our first child. Right now we have 2 boys and 2 girls, so this child will be the tiebreaker. We have a 12-year-old, 10-year-old, 6 and 3. So this child will be the tiebreaker, but no, this is not our first child. We have 4. So after this, we will have 5 children. Go ahead. What's another question that we are frequently asked?
What do you think you're having?
What do we think we're having? We have 2 different answers. So go ahead. What do you think we're
Go
having?
ahead. I want you go first.
I've been going first.
No, you haven't been.
Oh, who's been going first?
I've been going first. You just say stuff louder after I say it. Like, I've been going first though.
You're just like talking over people.
Get to the question, guys.
I think it's gonna be. What you think it's gonna be, Lance?
It's going to be a boy.
What do you think? What do you think, Logan?
I think it's gonna be a fella.
I think it's gonna be a girl.
What do you think it's gonna be?
I want it to be a
I think it's gonna be a girl.
So we got 2 boys, we got 2 girls,
Lawrence thinks
2
it's gonna be
boys,
a girl too.
and Lawrence said he thinks it's gonna be a girl. I personally, from jump, like when I first found out, I thought I was having a boy. I just had the feeling like I'm having a boy, but I go back and forth.
Actually, me
I
too.
go
I
back
feel
and
like
forth.
it's gonna be a girl a little bit
Come on.
towards the end. Towards the end. I feel like right now, but like I feel
I
like
know,
I'm
but
gonna
at
just
first-
think what I said first.
You said boy?
Yeah, but I feel
Okay.
like boy.
Yeah, at first I felt boy, but this right now, I'm up in the air. I really don't know. I'm feeling it could be, I don't know. I feeling like it's gonna be a girl at some point, and then I go like to my appointments and like the heartbeat, just like the old wives tale. The heartbeat is like normally around like in the 140s, which would be like signs that it's a boy. So yeah, that's that.
All right, that was Langston's
All
question.
right, come on, love. So frequently asked questions.
Bye, I can help.
Peace out.
Things to do when sick when pregnant.
Okay, so a lot of times, like people who are pregnant can't take like medicine and different things like that when they're sick. So a few of my like relatives and close friends have asked me multiple times, like, what are some things that they can do while they're pregnant when they're sick? Like, so what are some safe things to do while pregnant to kind of treat your symptoms while you're sick? And the answer is nothing. You gotta suffer. That's not true. That's how I feel. I was just sick this pregnancy, and I felt like I just had to suffer.
But what happened? Let's
But-
talk through it.
All right, so I think they say it is safe to take like Tylenol. I don't.
So, like, what was the natural things that you
So,
that
what I would
someone
say-
done for you?
What
to
I
get
would
you
say. So what Derek is trying to coach me to say is that he cured me this last pregnancy. That's what he wants to say, right?
I don't want to say that. I
But
just
anyway,
wanna
he
know.
made steam pots. He made me a steam pot, like to kind of help out with the congestion and just so it helped with the congestion, which also in turn helped with me being like short of breath. So he made a steam pot, and that was filled with lemon, what's it, red onion, ginger. Did you put garlic?
No.
No garlic. You can put like some different herbs in there. I don't know if it's like rosemary or you could throw some rosemary in there and like some salt. So that helped. You just like do like boil like a steam pot. I had like a tea kettle type, electric steamer teapot. So we kind of threw all that in there, and then I just sat and inhaled the steam. Put a towel over your head, inhale the steam, and it really did help, like just with the congestion and things like that. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing, just increase your fluids.
Lemons, oranges, citrus.
Yeah, so things that are like acidic, and then just increase your fluids.
Peek outside, get a little sunlight.
So yeah, and then just let it, whatever's in your system, let it run its course. Really, I mean, the medicine that we take is kind of just like decreasing the symptoms, but like there are natural remedies to like kind of help lessen those symptoms also, which we just mentioned. So yeah, just like try to figure out some natural things to do, which ultimately is going to be like healthier anyway.
And that Vicks rub with like a hoodie,
yeah,
and all that, you sweat it out.
So Derek is a big he's big on sweating it out.
Oh, for real?
Yes. Whenever somebody's sick in his house, you gotta walk around with 25 shirts,
I was like
2 hoodies.
Yeah, and then it was like
Sweat it out.
We was in his car. We was in the car, and he was like, and then I had on like something, and then he just put on turned the heat all the way up, and he was like, "You're gonna sweat it out too." I don't know, something like that.
Okay. Did that work?
I just didn't want to, so he kind of turned it down. I didn't want to sweat it out.
Nobody ever wants to just sit there and
Nobody,
sweat.
that's the problem. Nobody wants to listen. But I know.
All right, so yeah, so you can also try that too, sweating it out. Yeah, so that's that. What's the next question?
How is it being pregnant
Hydrated.
over
Who
35?
said that?
How is it being pregnant over 35?
I'll let you take this one
I'm
too.
not pregnant.
But you're having the baby over 35.
Well, you said,
I'm not pregnant.
Okay, so
This
for
is-
me,
To me, it's just
It's
like any
easy.
other pregnancy. It's like, I want this. Can you get me that? Can you lift this up? Why is this down? Who did this?
so do you feel like
Clean
it's
this
more
up.
often?
Tell them to do this. Do that. Why you ain't do this? What time are we going to
I'm
eat?
like that every
When is
pregnancy.
it going to be done? When are you going to get the dishes? Who's going to do this? When is going dinner
All right,
gonna be
we
done?
get it. We get it.
No, that's the same
So
thing.
I was like that when I was younger too.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no difference for Derek.
No, it's
For me-
worse now because now like you expect like crab, but like the meals you
no,
expect
man,
now.
they had that yesterday.
The meals you expect me like it's like 5-star
I
every
always
day.
ate crab legs.
Nah, but it'd be like 5-star every day. Like today, what you eat for breakfast?
Chicken and waffles.
Okay. Like what kind of waffle? Like an Eggo waffle or a Belgian?
Oh my God.
Eggo or
Are we
Belgian?
gonna do this right now?
I'm just saying, back in the day, you would go for an Eggo waffle.
I do Eggo waffle
Now,
now, too.
now when I'm here, I gotta make you a Belgian waffle.
Okay, so pregnant over 35. Let's get back to the question. Is there a difference? For me,
Hold on.
Back on the waffle.
It's like I fried 2 chicken wings.
what?
2 chicken wings to go with that Belgian waffle. I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
All right, so pregnant over 35, is there a difference? I would say there is, just in the energy level. And like I don't notice a huge difference just in the energy level, honestly. Like when I was younger, I felt like half the time I didn't really feel like I was pregnant, honestly, until I was like 35, 36 weeks. I was just like, getting bigger, but I didn't feel like I lost energy. I didn't feel like body aches or anything. Now I have like body aches early on. Like I was telling y'all before, if I'm standing up longer than like 10 minutes, my back is on fire. Like not just like, oh, I got a little backache, on fire. Like have to sit down. So that's different. And then just the things I will say, pregnant over 35, and this may come from also just having multiple children, I don't have the same anxiety that I had before. I kind of know what I need. I kind of know what I need. I kind of just feel more prepared in general. Like, you know what I mean? So pregnant over 35, it's some good things, and then there's the physical that I can kind of feel, but I know that will come to pass. So honestly, I don't really have any like over 35 symptoms. One last thing I will say, I do have a few friends that are pregnant and they've been over 35, and a lot of them, and also we're keeping an eye out just for like gestational diabetes. You kind of like I am like a little bit borderline, whereas in the past that wasn't even a thing, like for me. But at this age, I do have to kind of watch what I'm eating a little more. I can't say that I'm doing great with that, but it would be. I think that is something that kind of comes up more often in like as you age in the higher age group. So 35. I had my youngest when I was, I think 23.
Something like that.
23 or 24 or whatever. So I mean my oldest. I had my oldest when I was like 23, and I don't know. I just felt energized, and I didn't have any like concerns with like health wise. There was nothing that came up. So yeah, but all in all, no difference for me really. Like no huge difference. What's the next question?
Difference between.
I wrote the questions down, and nobody in this house can read my handwriting. So let me see.
Just say it so in my difference between
Speak up.
having a baby with a doula or a housewife and like a normal doctor. Yeah.
Doctor or nurse. So the difference between having a child with a doula and a midwife versus like a doctor and a nurse. Go ahead. What you said?
Huh?
I thought you said something.
When you give more paper, you give more treatment.
I don't agree with that.
Wait, don't you have to pay for the doula?
She talking about when you get more paper, talking about money, you get more treatment.
No, I'm talking
that's
about
a whole other topic.
No, I'm talking about for the nurse thing. Like,
well, you have to pay for both. So that's not.
Well, it's more expensive to go to the hospital.
So it is more expensive to go to the hospital.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
What?
It is cheaper to have a child at home.
They come into your house. Like,
Exactly. So it's cheaper to have a child at home, one, because they come into the facility that you're already paying for, versus going in the hospital, you have to pay to walk in the door. So it's just different fees. But in the actual experience,
there's no medicine, like it's a natural birth.
So yeah, at home.
are you having it in the tub?
So yeah, all right, let's talk about that. So the difference. Number one, at home, so we had children in the hospital and in the birth center, and then this one will be, hopefully, if all goes well, delivered at our house. So the difference.
Hold on. No, I don't want to look at it. But when you had your first child, you wanted to go like, you wanted to be like almost a holistic approach. It's like, there, no matter what, don't let them give me the epidural.
I was.
No matter what. This was like every week we went over this because I don't want my babies to be drugged up, and I just don't want to go. Soon as we went in the door, soon as we went in the door, she just looked over at me like.
That's not true. He's exaggerating.
Wait,
Because I will say this.
She looked over at me like.
Hold on, because hold on.
I'm gonna need something. I'm like, Trish, you said
No epidural?
no, we're not gonna do it. Hear it? I'm like, all
right. So listen,
I couldn't watch her suffer, but she went straight to it.
So
that's all I'm gonna say.
I didn't go straight to it. Don't do that.
All right, we waited about 15 minutes. Then
So my water broke at midnight, and I had Logan at 12:34 in the afternoon. I probably got the epidural around like 11:10 maybe. So like because surely after I got the epidural, I delivered. So let me explain the difference between a doctor. My experience was between a doctor and a nurse and a midwife and a doula is that I will say the patience level. Let's just start with that. Because when I walked into the hospital, I had my birth plan, and I knew kind of how I wanted my birth experience to go. But you have to have a team with you, like, you know what I mean. You have to have a team that's also on that same plan. So the doctor and the nurse that I had were not on the same birthing plan as me, which kind of messed up my experience, tainted my experience. versus when I was delivered in a birth center, the doula, I didn't even have a doula, honestly, in the birth center, but the midwife and, the other nurses and the other midwives there are aware of your birth plan. They know what you want. I already, I wrote that I wanted to have candles, I wanted to have music playing. So they're like following the plan that you set for yourself.
Or it's just perspective. Sometimes in life, when you're doing things for the first time, you're not even able to take in the moment because you kind of just brushing through. And it takes for you to kind of go through it to say, hey, I'm going to do this different next time. I think I think that played really a big part. You don't really know what to expect. Because once you was going through the pain, it's like you ain't know what to. But then once you was like, you know what, I can kind of
let me explain that.
No, let me explain
that. But what I'm saying is your team is because I remember vividly being in the bathroom at the hospital by myself. Like I had to use the bathroom maybe. I don't know how I ended up in the bathroom, like in the room.
Wait, Mom, wasn't you in labor?
Yeah, excuse me. I was in labor. And I guess I had to use the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. The nurse helped me get there, and I was on the toilet, and she left me there. Like she never came back. Like never ever came back. Like I was left there
in the toilet.
It's not about I could have fell in the toilet, but she left me there. So at this point, I'm like transitioning to like the last phase of labor. Now I know this. I was in the last phase of labor because the contractions were coming like. I had no break. Like they were literally coming back to back to back. Like maybe I would have a contraction, have like 30 seconds to like a reprieve, and then I would have another contraction. They were very, very, very intense. So me being my first child, I'm just like, what in the world is happening? Like I can't. In my mind, I can't do this. Had I had a team that knew what they were doing or knew how to like coach me and knew my desires and what I wanted, they could have told me, Patricia, you're almost there. This is the end stage, kind of like there are different techniques that they can do to kind of alleviate that pain that I was feeling. But no, I was left there like on the toilet, just like hovered over, cramped and like alone. So at that point in my head, I just needed help. So naturally, or not even naturally, but like in this world, in this time, my thing is the help was the epidural. So at that point, I said, I need the epidural. My husband was listening to me saying, you said you didn't want it. So, but now when your pain is at a 10, you almost want to fight somebody when they say you don't need it. You know what I mean? So I was like, I know I said that, but I need it. Like if I would, but I don't like that experience because.
Did the epidural help?
Yeah, the epidural helped. So at that point, I started to, like the pain, the contractions, after I received the epidural, they weren't as frequent. And they weren't as strong. I could still feel them, but it did help a lot. Like I was able to tolerate at that point. And then I got in bed. I was able to get in bed. Well, I had to get in bed to get the epidural. So I got in bed and then I was fine. I was a little numb when I had her. But other than that, that was it. So the experiences that from a hospital versus to like a birth center is that, to me, it was just more of a calming experience. It was more relaxing. It was just more of what I desired or more of what we desired.
Well, that was only one of the hospital experiences. The second hospital experience, you weren't listening to nobody. You weren't even pushing and stuff. You had your hands covered over there. They trying to plead with you to push and stuff.
At this point, I already had experience.
I'm like, Trish, move your hands. Like, why are you doing that?
So that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. We can go over like if y'all interested. If y'all interested in my birthing experiences, comment below and I'll go into detail. But the true difference that I noticed from just and why I'm not kind of opposed to going to the hospitals because I had a negative like initial that first experience, and it's not what I wanted anyway. I've always wanted to birth at home or birth at a birthing center. I just went to the hospital because. I just did.
I just feel at this point, with having all these kids, I just feel like the baby gonna come, but it's gonna come.
Oh my gosh, Derek! Not only do I want to birth at home, Derek wants to deliver the child himself.
I just feel like we can do it.
He don't even want me to have. He don't even want us to have a midwife and a doula.
I just feel like the baby gonna come out. Back in the days, I don't know. I've been around this block a couple times, so I just.
Man, when have you gave birth?
I listen. I've been. You know how many births I've been a part of?
So any other
more than I can count on one hand.
It's different watching from actually doing that.
No, it's not like delivering people that
That's
deliver
like,
babies.
That's like when I see basketball moves. Like
But-
it's different trying to do it in game versus
But
seeing it in game versus.
yeah,
doing
but people that's delivering babies, they just delivering babies
One
all
second.
day long. They're not giving birth to a baby. They just delivering them, and the baby's gonna come out.
Yeah.
So it's more so about just making sure.
Yeah, but just making sure it's healthy and it has the things they need.
that you suction the baby and just all the regular stuff, warm it up, make sure you get adequate light. It's, you know. I've been
Running.
doing a lot.
All right. So any other? Let's see. Was that all the questions? Because we had about like 10 or 11 that are frequently asked.
Well,
Well, I
actually,
didn't even answer the question.
Okay.
I didn't even answer the question.
wait.
Go ahead.
So-
wait, let me see one because I was gonna make. I was about to.
So the difference, I think, I just think it's like, well, once you do something so many times, you just kind of become comfortable. It's like when you're working in the field, and it's like when you enter that first job interview in the field, you kind of just be all nervous and you don't know what to do. But now it's like we had so many kids, we kind of just, even at the visits and stuff, we just seem so comfortable. It's like we just kick our shoes off and people off.
It's like.
Just be comfortable.
There's a question on here that
You
was,
know,
that was
it's not even no aspect of being nervous no more. I don't know. It's just I just think that's the biggest takeaway, the difference from the hospital to now. It's just once you keep gaining the level of experience, you get a little bit confident. And my wife don't feel as confident now to just deliver her own baby. But I bet if she if we go to another time after this, she probably just be like, I'm just gonna do it in the tub.
It won't be another.
And
But it won't be another.
I'm gonna do it in the tub, and you gonna make a meal or something
That's
with
what
it.
you
Just
said last time.
Maybe I can deliver your child.
All
All right, come on here. In the future.
I already know.
Okay.
Did y'all start buying stuff, or y'all like think about buying stuff?
Okay. Have we started buying things for the baby?
Like I said.
I'm about 7 months. We don't have anything.
With experience, it's like you start to do
With
things a little bit
experience, we should have
differently.
some things.
No, you start to do things a little differently. So what I've been doing is I've been bagging up all the kids' clothes and stuff like that. 'Cause I'm just tired of keep going to the store and just be buying. How many onesies we bought and just got rid of? Never again. Like Lauren's stuff, I got his stuff. So if it's a girl, we just gonna dye the blue, purple or something like that. We just gonna dye the one.
So Derek has things.
I'm
in his head.
recycling stuff.
So-
I got things in my head. I got things in the attic. I'm holding on to.
So I haven't started buying anything. Like I haven't bought anything, but I am going to soon. I'm not like a huge. Oh my gosh, I gotta have all these things. The baby needs 25,000 things. No, the simple things I want to get. I'm going to get onesies. I'm going to get supplies so that I can breastfeed. I mean, like pump and stuff. That's another question that is not written down. But yeah. Okay, hold on. Anyway, so I'm gonna buy the simple things, the necessities like that I need. I'm gonna buy. We're gonna have a car seat. All those things that you need at least that first week or 2 or 3, and then we'll just gradually get things. But answering that question, another question popped in my head that I'm frequently asked is, are you going to breastfeed? And I am going to try to breastfeed. I have always pumped. I pump with everybody, but I do want to have that convenience of breastfeeding. But I'm not going to lie, I do like pumping so that daddy can get his time in too, and mommy can not have to always be the one waking up and feeding. But there could be a bottle ready for daddy to feed, right? Don't you enjoy that bonding time with the baby?
I'm done.
No. But like to come here. So
All right, but I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna pump and breastfeed.
So I got a question for you, Logan and Langston, since y'all the 2 oldest kids. Come here. So question. So how do you feel about having another smaller child? I know sometimes you, Logan, like maybe.
Let her answer.
I'm just saying before you answer. I know sometimes we put a lot on you, since you're the oldest, and it's like we run you a lot.
Every day, mommy asks me to make her cookies, but
That's not for baby though.
Well, that's not for baby, but I just want to.
No,
How do you feel about having another one of these, a younger sibling?
But
No pump.
Okay. Listen. How do I feel about it?
Are you
I
happy?
feel.
Moving
Yeah,
to the thing, I
I'm
don't even know if
happy.
you can see you.
I'm happy that y'all having another kid, another sibling. You know, it's always nice having some, you know, siblings at sometimes. But I don't really feel like doing too much like with this one.
You feel like you had to do a lot with others?
No, I just feel like now that I'm older, I already know how it's gonna be. But
How do you think it's gonna be?
I know that it's gonna be like. I know that it's going like I'm gonna have to change diapers, bringing milk, like just stuff like that. But also it's really nice having like doing that too, cause you can remember it. Once it's done, it's like it was nice at some point, like seeing Jackie's baby and stuff.
Aunt Jackie.
Well, yeah, Jackie's baby. It was nice, you know, like holding the baby and stuff. But after a while, I'm like trying to just chill. But
She's hitting the teenage phase. It's all about her.
So big fella. So how you feel? How you feel about having another little
Come over, because I don't know if you can see.
little
Come
brother
on,
and
come on,
sister?
big fella.
Alright, go ahead. It is what it is.
So how you feel? Is you happy or are you like, dang, it's another little person I'm gonna have to do stuff for or rough up?
I don't really care. It's like I care that I'm gonna have another sibling.
Do you feel like do y'all feel like having more siblings take away from y'all time, or like how do y'all feel?
I think it's gonna be nice quality time with the baby sometime. You know, they used to call me the baby whisperer for real. Like they used to really call me that.
Who?
Like
Daddy, who is that?
what is it? Oh, I forgot what her name is. Wait.
Good. So Langston, that's all you got?
Chilling.
That's all you got. So you don't feel, you just feel like it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Do you feel like you're gonna be a little bit more smashed in the car when we ride out? Yeah.
Anyway, you guys, thank you for joining us for our question and answer for our Q&A. If you guys have any questions, leave them below. Like I was saying, for those who are pregnant, congratulations. If this is your first,
Hang in there.
there's to hang in there. But no, if this is your first, it's definitely a super, super, super exciting time. You have a lot. You're gonna have a lot. You're gonna learn a lot throughout this experience with the child and about yourself. So I just wish you well on that journey, and that's it.
Oh no, that's not it. And fellas, they say you gain weight when you have kids, but I've been paying attention and I've been documenting these last couple pregnancies. So what you want to do is you just gonna either have to waste the money from the food that the person that's pregnant is gonna have a taste for everything, but she ain't gonna have a taste to finish everything. She just gonna be just eating a little bit of everything. And since you're the person that's buying the stuff,
Okay, big fella.
you don't want to waste your money. And it's like I'm still trying to get this weight off from my first child. The reason why men be tired is because you're running all day. They running you all day. That's why you're tired. You come home, you're tired. You've been running all day.
What do I do?
I'm just saying that
That's what he was saying. That was a note for the fellas, but
that was a note for the fellas.
well, I had another one, but this is the one that I just thought. Like,
Okay.
Is there something? Even though you had a couple already, but is there something that you want to do differently when having this kid?
Good question. Good question. Awesome question. I really love that question. So my oldest wants to know, is there something that we want to do different with this child? Do you want to answer or do you want me to answer?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, this child, I think we're gonna go like bilingual all the way. Like I think we're gonna go from daycare. I think we just gonna go straight bilingual. Spanish, everything. It's gonna be our bilingual.
That would be awesome. You want to know what's funny that he said that? Because I actually wanted to do that with my oldest. Like I wanted to submerge her into a daycare that was just only Spanish speaking. So like she would pick up that language, or just like I think French would be good too. But like a Spanish speaking daycare. But I was just kind of like, I didn't do enough research, so I didn't feel comfortable like sending her. But that would be awesome. So
To speak the
so
language
their
as I
answer,
get older.
and then far as for me, do I want to do anything different or anything that we have discussed that we want to do differently? We haven't really. Well, no, I'm telling a story. We have discussed things that we want to do differently, and this is kind of what I'm going to speak on. So this child, we want to be less busy. That's like a big thing. When we had our youngest, we were like kind of building and just. We're always busy. We're working overtime, building on the side, and doing other things that was just kind of a distraction from like our core values. So this child, I do want to be less busy, and it's not just for this child, but I'm going to implement it with this child. But for everybody,
I don't
just
think,
as a whole.
I don't see us being less busy, but even with the younger kids, we don't have to drop them off to get in the rat race. It's like we're busy at the baseball game, softball game, so they still with us.
With things
They
that
still
like
with the kids are still with us, but that's a different kind of busy. But
Yeah.
we no longer have to live that kind of life where we gotta hurry up and rush and drop the kids off all day long, and you kind of feel bad because it's like, dang, I dropped them off at 6 a.m. to go to nursing school or to do whatever, and then you picking up they the last one in there.
Yeah.
It's
So just kind of like want to.
we old now. That's why we understand. When we was young, we used to be looking at the old parents. It's like, dang, they had everything. They could do. Y'all just doing everything. It's like we're coming late to everything, barely making it. Practice every day, every week.
But that's one of the benefits, honestly, of having a child over 35. Like, you kind of
When you put the work in.
when you put the work in, yeah.
Younger.
So that's one of the benefits, also. But nothing that we want to do dramatically. So when I say less busy, that's what I mean. Just more. Like right now, I work until 5 o'clock, and then you gotta figure out dinner. Sometimes most times the kids have after school activities. By the time they get home, it's time for bed. So you actually didn't really get a chance to like spend time, just
Oh, I can't remember you was on TikTok. Like what?
spending time together. So those are the things. When I say less busy, those are the things I want to do more of. Yeah, and just less time at. Shoot, I would love to work 4 hours a day, 2 hours a day. Maybe if Big Daddy can retire me.
Come on, my back is hurt.
Sorry.
Yo.
All right, y'all. Anyway, that was the Q&A. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, ask them down below. Peace.
Wait a minute, don't get more for you.